The Dutch Language Union (NTU) is an international institution that governs issues regarding the Dutch language. It was founded on 9 September 1980 by the Netherlands and Belgium. Suriname has been an associate member of the Taalunie since 2005. History. The Dutch Language Union was established by a treaty between Belgium and the Netherlands, signed on 9 September 1980 in Brussels. It succeeded the cultural agreement between the two countries signed just after the Second World War. This agreement was redone in 1995 after the federalization of Belgium, and a new treaty was signed between the Netherlands and Flanders. On 12 December 2003, President of the Committee of Ministers of the Dutch Language Union Md van der Laan and Minister of Education of Suriname Walter Sandreman signed the agreement to the accession of Suriname to the Union. The accession was ratified by the National Assembly of Suriname in 2004 and came into force in 2005. Standard Dutch is the standard language as it is taught in schools and used by authorities in the Netherlands, Flanders, Suriname, and the Dutch Caribbean. The Dutch Language Union defines what is in and what is not. Since efforts to uplift people came to be considered rather presumptuous, the earlier name Algemeen Burgers Nederlands and its abbreviation, ABN, have been replaced with Algemeen Nederlands and thus AN. The implicit insinuation that people speaking dialects or with an accent were not civilized was thus removed. Wordlist. An important change that was carried out by the Dutch Language Union was the modification of Dutch orthography in 1995, regarding in particular the writing of the interfix N in many compounds. Among the Union's publications is the well-known Wordlist of the Dutch language, commonly known as the Grainboekje. The Green Booklet is the official orthographic and grammatical reference of the Dutch language. It is laid out like a dictionary, including plural forms and spelling but without actual word definitions. The most recent version of the Green Booklet appeared on 13 October 2015. Its contents does not differ from the previous version of 2005, which included a somewhat controversial spelling reform which was not received well in general because a part of the spelling reforms of 1996 was changed again. In December 2005, most of the Dutch mainstream media announced a boycott. In August 2006, they released a white book as their own, subtly different guideline. Currently these two spellings are both in use, sometimes confusing people. The green one is used by schools and officials, the white one by papers, magazines and television stations. In Belgium, on the other hand, the spelling reform was generally accepted without protest. Dictionary. The Van Dael Dictionary is commonly accepted as the most authoritative Dutch dictionary. Commonly named the Dik van Dael, the dictionary is split into 3 tomes and is usually updated every 7 to 8 years. The 15th edition was published on 23 September 2015. The Woordenboek der Nederlandse Taal is a historic dictionary that includes all words used from 1500 to the present day. Work began in 1864 and was finished in 1998 when the last volume was published. It has 43 volumes, needing about 3 meters if placed on a shelf, with about 400,000 words on 49,255 pages. In 2001, 3 additional volumes were published containing mostly words from the 20th century that were not included in the previous 43 volumes. This dictionary is published by Instituut voor Nederlands Lexicology and can be found online. Organization. Internal organization. The seat of the NTU is in The Hague, and it comprises 4 institutions. The Committee of Ministers contains ministers from the Netherlands and Belgium. The Interparliamentary Commissions is made up of ministers from the Netherlands and Belgium. as Secretary-General, the Council for Dutch Language and Literature. Instituut voor Nederlands Lexicologie. The Binational Institute voor Nederlands Lexicology in Leiden works under the auspices of the Dutch Language Union, and is responsible for the Woordenboek der Nederlandsche Taal. In addition, the institute publishes a number of dictionaries, including the Old Dutch Dictionary, the Early Middle Dutch Dictionary, and an etymological dictionary, and databases, including databases indexing various newspapers and magazines, and legal documents. The Spoken Dutch corpus has contemporary Dutch as spoken in the Netherlands and Flanders, including audio recordings of Standard Dutch. P.J. Meertens Institute. The P.J. Meertens Institute, formerly the Dialecten Bureau, is a research institute associated with the Royal Netherlands Academy of Arts and Sciences, and studies and indexes dialects. Royal Academy of Dutch Language and Literature. The Royal Academy of Dutch Language and Literature was founded in Belgium in 1886 to stimulate the culture and literature of Flanders. It is the official advisory board to the Flanders government and publishes the Materiaal Willems database, based on the dialect surveys done by Peter Willems, containing material from dialects in Flanders, the Netherlands, and French Flanders. External connections. The organization is also responsible for the external linguistic policy of the Netherlands and Flanders and is active in Indonesia and South Africa, two countries with historic links with the Dutch language. Nevertheless, cooperation with South Africa is not limited to the Afrikaans language but aimed also at fostering multilingualism. The purposes of the organization are limited to Dutch language and Dutch language literature, and are hence not as wide as those of the Community of Portuguese language countries, La Francophonie of the Commonwealth of Nations. The Treaty on the Dutch Language Union foresees the possibility that the Kingdom of the Netherlands extends application to enter EU members' parts outside Europe, but this has not happened. Although the Netherlands Antilles has signed a framework agreement in 2007. The organs of the NTU are its Committee of Ministers, its Secretariat General, an Interparliamentary Committee and a Dutch Language and Literature Council. There are specific arrangements for the participation of Suriname in the organization's inner workings. Member States. As the basis of the Taalunie is a treaty between the Kingdom of the Netherlands and the Kingdom of Belgium, the two sovereign states that constitute the Union. For the Kingdom of the Netherlands, the treaty is only applicable to its European territory. The treaty allows for two types of extensions: membership of other sovereign states through an association membership, extension to other territories of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. In 2004, Suriname signed an associative treaty with the Taalunie. For the 27th of November 2013, the treaty also applies to the Caribbean Netherlands. The three autonomous Caribbean countries of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, Aruba, Curaçao and Sint Maarten, are designated as candidate member states. Additionally, Indonesia and South Africa are considered special partners of the Dutch Language Union.